what is a router and how it works? The internet we use every day can be divided into two categories: routers and end hosts. Now, a router essentially shares the internet among multiple devices. And then we get into talk about modems. Now, a modem is what connects your router to your internet service provider's network, like Verizon, Time Warner Cable. Now, if it's a cable modem, it's plugged into your provider's infrastructure via coaxial cable, which is about the same cable that attaches to the back of your TV. If it's a DSL modem, it plugs right into your telephone line. Now, an end host is a computer or other device connected to that network, like your computer connected to your router in your house. Now, computers participating in the network use Internet Protocols suite. May also be called IP hosts. Specifically, computers participating in the internet are called internet hosts, sometimes internet nodes. Now, before we talk about routers and how they work, we've talked about broadband and how it works. Now, the dictionary definition of a broadband is a high-speed, high-capacity transmission medium that carries signal from multiple intended networks. This is done through a single coaxial cable or a fiber optics cable. This establishes different bandwidth channels. Now, broadband technology can support a wide range of frequencies. It is used to transmit data, video, and voice over long distances simultaneously. In simpler terms, a broadband is a way of transmitting information from one place to another. Now, this is where routers come into play. The router takes the information it runs through the cables, deciphers it, and delivers it to your computer in a language that you and I can understand. Also, the router's responsibility for finding the fastest possible route to send these through and receive them. Now let's take a step back. Routers have been around for a while, but recently they've gone from wired to wireless. And the wireless routers are running at 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz frequency band. A frequency band is an interval in the frequency domain delimited by a power or low frequency and upper frequency. This refers to radio bands or an interval of some other spectrum. A radio communication signal must occupy a range frequency, carrying most of the energy, called its bandwidth. Now that we've learned about routers and how they work, and broadband and broadwidth and all that stuff and how they work, it all comes down to what a router's real job is in simpler terms. A router's job is to route IP packets from one network to another. A router joins networks together like streets come to an intersection. And so when a street comes to an intersection, there's 3 different ways you can go to there. And the router would be like you pulling up to it and trying to figure out which way you want to go. And once you figure out that way, you go that way. The router's job is to figure out which way it needs to go and go that way the fastest it can go. And that's how, in simpler terms, the router works. Now, an end host is your computer and how it connects. Wirelessly wired, your end host is your computer.